Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Reata Horsemanship. I'm Luke Brown, and today is Motivational Monday. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Hope you got to do something fun with friends and family, and it created some balance in your life. We certainly did. We had a lot of fun this week. Last weekend, we took the kids trick-or-treating on Saturday night. That was a lot of fun. My son was Olaf, and my daughter was Elsa. So Elsa and Olaf were walking down the street, and they were so cute. They were by far the cutest kids out there. I'm a little biased, but they were so cute. It was a lot of fun. And and we also went to Prescott, and we had to go up there and pick up a horse that we're starting this week. And it was a wonderful trip. Had a great time and got to see some cool country up there in the Prescott and Chino Valley area, and also bring back a sweet blue roan horse that he's 2.5-year-old that you're gonna be seeing on these videos as well. And the horse behind me, his name is Greer, and he came out of Sierra Vista, Arizona. So that's down close to the Mexico border, down past Tucson, about an hour or so. I've been to Sierra Vista, a wonderful area, and it is close to Mexico, and that's where he came from. He's a 2.5-year-old, and his owner started him. She doesn't have a ton of experience, but she's a decent rider, but she started him as a colt. She got him out of Pueblo, Colorado. So he's a Colorado boy turned Arizonan, and so am I. I'm a Colorado boy turned Arizonan. I still consider myself a Coloradoan as well, but I'm an Arizonan as well. And so Greer came from Colorado when he's a colt. His owner bought him as a colt, and then she's raised him for a couple of years, and she started riding him a little bit, or she put a sat on him a couple times, and then he got a little bit rowdy and bucked some, and she fell off. And so she decided she wanted to take him to a trainer that knew what he was doing and could help establish that foundation that every good horse needs, and that's what he's getting. And today is his first day. We had a session on Saturday, but today is considered his first day of his month training, and I fully expect him to be ready in a month to 5 weeks, hopefully. And it's going to be a lot of fun. He is a cool horse, beautiful Gruya dun gelding, and he's just 2.5 years old, and his name is Greer. And today for Motivational Monday, well, before I mention what I want to talk about, first and foremost, I hope everybody gets out and votes. Tomorrow is the last day of voting. Tomorrow is actually election day, and no matter what your belief system, if you believe different than me, that's fine. I think that everybody should get out and vote and make their voice heard. If you want to be a part of this beautiful country we call the United States of America, and you want to make a difference for your children, your children's children, and so on and so forth, and make this country the best it can be, you want to make sure that you vote. That's very, very important. It's vital that you get out and vote. So if you haven't voted, make sure and get out and vote. And today for Motivational Monday, I just wanted to talk about priming, and I've mentioned priming before, and I'm going to mention it many more times in the future, but priming is so important, getting our mind ready. And we've talked about getting up in the morning and having something you consistently do every morning. Mine is taking 3 sets of 10 deep breaths. I think about things that I'm thankful for, and then I think about things that I want in life, and the dreams that I have and the direction I'm going in. Sometimes I'll take an hour to an hour and a half doing that. Of course, I'm working with horses when I'm doing that, so I'm fortunate enough to have time to do that. But make sure you prime your mind. And there was a study done. It was not too long ago, maybe 5 years ago, and it was at MIT, and it was a study done on 70 students in an economics class at MIT. And these economics students had a substitute professor for the day, and there was a group that was doing a study on priming, and they took the 70 students and they split them into 2 groups. And one group, they both got 2 bios of the professor that was going to be teaching them that day. So he's a new professor going to be teaching them, and they all got bios, and the bios were exactly the same. So that was the description of the professor. They're exactly the same except for one sentence. And that sentence, so everything that describing his accomplishments, all his skills and knowledge everything he had, they had in that bio. Everything he getting a little nippy, this 2.5-year-old. Everything that he had, all his skills and accomplishments were there on the paper and on the bio. So all the students read that, but one sentence was different. For one group, the sentence said read that the professor was a little bit cold. He was a little bit hard. He didn't communicate well. He was uncaring, that kind of stuff. and the other students got the bio that said that this professor was very warm and very caring and very loving. And so the students, they all sat in the same classroom, listened to the same professor for an hour-and-a-half lecture, and this was at MIT. And at the end of the lecture, they were given a survey, and they filled out a survey. How did you like the lecture? What did you think of the professor? And all the students that got the information that the professor was that he was a good person, that he engaged with the students, that he was warm and loving, that is how they evaluated him, completely 100%. That's how they evaluated him. And the students that sat through the exact same lecture but were primed to think that that professor was cold-hearted and was not a good communicator and was not sensitive to the students' needs and that kind of thing, those students evaluated him poorly and said that he was cold and hard-hearted and wasn't sensitive to their needs. And it just goes to show, that study proves, it was 100% proof, and there's been many studies done like this on priming, that what you hear about somebody before you meet them is how you're gonna what you're gonna create in your mind and what you're gonna believe. So every morning when you get up and you start your day, what do you put in your mind? What do you prime your mind with? Do you prime it with good, positive things, or do you prime it with negative things? And if you prime it with negative things, if you go onto Facebook, if you go onto the news and you negatively impact your mind and you fill your mind, you feed your mind with negative stuff, you're priming yourself for disaster. You're priming yourself for failure. You just are, absolutely. It's so true. And if you get up in the morning and you prime yourself for something positive, you read something positive, I listen to positive things, I think about positive things, I think about where we can take our business and how that's going to free up my time to help more people and to help my family and to be able to spend more time with my family. That is all the positive priming that I do, and it makes all the difference in the world. Studies prove it. I'm living proof, and you can be living proof too. So make sure that you get out every morning, prime yourself before you, and even when you go to bed, prime yourself with positively, and then prime yourself in the morning, and it will make all the difference in the world. You will start to see the change that you've always wanted in your life. Hope that helped today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Until next time, be thankful, live with purpose, live with passion, and as always, stay safe in the saddle.